US. So I'll let him explain himself and his company. Then we can dive into some juicy facts.
All right. Thank
Welcome,
you.
Ibe.
Thank you, Kama.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yep.
Yes. So I will not call it a company. It's a company. It's project,
Okay.
so to speak. It's a project and a tool. My contribution to the things that have been going on for the longest time, but came to light in a more, I guess, public and urgent way this summer. So this is one of my, I believe we should all, and I'm talking about, the Black experience and addressing the issue of race and of Black place in American society. I believe we should hit it at multiple angles.
Right.
We got activists that are hitting at the political levels, and we all should show up whenever we need it, but we all have different talents and different capabilities. We should use the tools that are at our disposal to come to bear on this very important issue. So being an IT professional, I just thought, and I've had this thought for a long time, about creating, it's sort of like a little bit of a, how you have the universe, right? You have planets in there. It can be overwhelming when you're looking at the entire universe, and that's how the internet is. It's a little bit, certain planets get lost, So this is my way. So I created this website in order to highlight and bring to light the Black part of the internet, so to speak, and even
so
through the internet.
So your analogy, the planet getting lost is the Black.
It's the Black planet that gets lost in online,
Yeah.
online. Thank you. It gets lost online there because you have so many, and especially, being, again, minority in this very white universe, so to speak, right?
Yes.
So FindBlack is a way to kind of pool and give more visibility to that Black planet, so to speak, So it's a directory of Black businesses all around the US, but especially being that I'm from Minnesota and I just started about a month or two ago. So you have a lot of businesses from Minnesota that are already listed in there, but we also have a lot of businesses from all around the country that are there. So the idea is people, if you are so motivated, whether it be Black or not, you want to really contribute to the Black economy, because we know that economic success is part of this larger thing we're fighting and larger issues we are trying to address. If you are looking to put your money sort of where your mouth is, so to speak, and it just gets harder sometimes. You go search for, let's say, restaurant on Google. Google gives you restaurant.
Right.
And we know if you're just searching that, by just virtue of America, you have 100 restaurants, maybe 2 of those are Black. Right. It's not hard. It's not easy to
page 2 or 3.
3 to find it. And how many of us goes to page 2 or 3?
Nobody.
So this is a site where the first one is, it's going to be a Black home.
Right.
So it's really making it easy to find Black businesses that people can support.
Yeah,
exactly.
Despite what economics says, because I studied economics, even, and I was raised to understand that it goes by supply and demand.
Exactly.
But that's really that works if you're the majority.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
That market.
Yeah.
But if you're in that market, that means you're not gonna make it ever.
No, you get lost because you don't get the demand. And the thing is, consumers like easy. We want to be able, I don't want to run around the block in order to find something I want to support. I want to get the easiest thing that can give me the quality that I want, And when you have a sea to choose from, and again, it's hard to find that one Black planet in the universe of planets in there,
So you've used your skill, because I know you're a poet.
Yes.
You're also an IT professional.
Yes.
Where are you from, Ibe?
I was born in Guinea, grew up in Sierra Leone, and I've been in the US for about 30 years now and stuff. So I'm I tell in my other life as a poet, I say I'm from the middle of the Atlantic. That's my home. So it's kind of between Africa and America. I feel like at any moment, I'm in both places at once.
Right. I might be from there too.
There's a lot of people from.
So with the organization, right? And I want to that I feel like this is very important conversation that we're having, and like people need to hear about it. And I know we are live right now on Facebook, and I'm just gonna double check that I am sharing because I think people need to know about it. So guys. Afric TV, you can go to their YouTube station and watch it later. Otherwise, we're live right now on Tepa Afric TV. I'm going to share it right now on my page, Karma Afrocontigbo on Facebook.
Wonderful.
Yes. So back to you, right? The company is called, what is it? How can we find it?
It's FindBlackUS. So it's a website, and
it's not
I have.
Company.
It's not a
Let's get that
company.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just my project right now. It's just me and my kids, feeding it with all this business data. Actually, looking for listings of Black listings all over the place. But the nice thing about the website is businesses can go there and list their own business.
Okay. For free.
For free.
Okay.
That's one thing I feel very strongly about, that you have similar sites in there, but you have to pay to have your business listed. This is my contribution to the community. So it's free. Any business can go in there and list their business. And then, of course, I'll have to review it and approve it, make sure that, I may ask you for some information to show that it's indeed Black owned. Then you are online and you can manage it as far as the information you put in there and, pictures and things that you put in there. It's sort of like you get your own little page, so to speak. Then people can search and find it.
Anybody who has a business, like myself, I have a dance and fitness company called Afrocontigbo.
Yeah.
So I can just and just list my own company name.
Exactly.
And there is no barrier to entry. I just go, you trust me, and you just trust that that's what I'm doing.
Exactly.
That's my link. And I just boom.
Exactly. Oh, there is a big button there that says submit listing or add listing. You click there, you fill in some information, including the name of your business or organization, or even as an individual, because one of the categories I have there is art and artists. Maybe being that I'm an artist itself, and I'm also a teaching artist going to school, sometimes people looking for, especially when you're going to school, people looking for particular, Black aesthetic of performance or performing arts and things like that. This is also a platform where you can find that. So it's business. When I say Black-owned business is used in a very broad sense. It's not just in the traditional that's just small. It's a very broad sense, because we are all businesses. We live in a capitalistic society. So it's better we all look at ourselves to a certain extent as a business, So and you can go click that, just your name, some description, contact information, including your website and other things. You enter it, submit it, and within a day, I'll look at it, approve it if all looks good, if I'm able to verify some things online. Otherwise, I'll reach out to you, verify some things, and it's live. Okay.
How do you stop people? For example, there's some people out there with malicious intentions, and especially now during this time, how do you kind of try to avoid that?
It depends. First, I don't know if you're talking like hackers and stuff.
Well, that too. But just like if I'm, a really bad person, and I want to come in there and just dump bad information, and I just go and fill in 10 different forms and say these are, Black businesses, but indeed they're not. Okay. And maybe they even belong to like
stuff. Yeah. And that hence I have the approval. You can go submit it. It has to be approved internally before it becomes live, so to speak. And if for any reason I realize at that point that it's not, what it purports to be, then I will just delete it. So it never makes it live on the platform itself. But again, that's why when I approve. I mean, when I'm approving, I can do some. Hopefully, you have information online about you. I'll do some, simple searches, simple research to find out that indeed the business organization or the individual, it's who they say they are. If I can't find anything, make a call, have a conversation, maybe ask for some kind of documentation to send and do that. But also even after the fact, because organizations change, especially a category I have, it's not only Black owned. I believe just like we're expanding what it means to be a business, it's expanding Black owned. I also believe that we should support those organizations where Blacks are in leadership position, i.e. CEOs and things like that. So it's not only Black owned, it's Black led also. But knowing that those changes, even the Black ownership changes, because sometimes businesses get sold. Also, let's say you put a business there this year, right? The next year, something happens within this year, whether you sell it or if it's Black owned, you are no longer there. Somebody goes next year, people know. Right. They'll go see this business, then they can flag it that, this business is not Black owned or it's not Black led anymore. I'll get that information, try to verify it. And if it's indeed proven to be not, we can take it out. So it's continuously, the community can help maintain it.
So you're the owner, and then your family's
the administrator,
so,
basically. Yeah, I have some
administrators,
friends and
okay.
family. Yeah,
So
that
the
would just
company, so I don't want to call it company. So what should I
Yeah.
say? The entity?
the platform.
The platform.
Yeah.
Okay. So the platform is Black owned
Yes.
and Black led.
Yeah.
So for example, if tomorrow, you somehow you get sponsored and you sell your company to a person who is not Black, but your family is still the administrators. So it's still kind of Black led, but the ownership
It's not.
is not.
That's actually an interesting concept. I guess I hope it gets to it. Not I hope. This is something that I always want to own. Because again, it's not a business in the sense, it's more, it's a project. It's my project. It's not...
You're not making money out of it. There's no profit or loss.
Exactly. That's not in it. But if it ever gets to that, just following that... example there, if it gets to that, I believe there is something to it. As long as the objective of the platform doesn't change, it doesn't I would say it doesn't matter if it's no longer owned by a Black person. As long as it continues to promote and serve Black-owned organizations and businesses and individuals, I think that's acceptable. That's okay. Yeah. But obviously,
I would agree with you. I think that should be acceptable.
Yeah.
So who can benefit from this platform?
Certainly, everyone. In a person, everyone.
Of your race,
exactly. So it's promoting Black businesses, but also Black consumers and all consumers. It's an easy way for you, like I said again, to put your pocket where your heart and your mind is. I believe a lot of people are motivated to support the Black community. This is just one vehicle and going about that. So it's for everyone. But as far as businesses that get listed there, we want to go out of our way to highlight and showcase Black-owned and Black-led organizations.
So this is kind of a trick question, kind of, right?
I love trick questions.
My company name is called Afrocontigbo, and I like the A because to me, when I was growing up, when you have that name that starts with an A, you get called first. And I never liked it growing up because I didn't want to be first. I wanted to be in the back. But with listings and even in the yellow book and everything else, right? Back in the day when we did yellow books, still do it. Anyway, when you put in a search for example, if you go to the platform and you say search for dance companies, how do you decide what comes up first?
Okay. We get in there.
What if you get 20 people that are dance companies in there and you have to click page? How do we balance that same thing that is happening in Google? How do we now fix that here?
Good question. I would say that's proprietary. Basically is the ordering logic. That you're asking. There's a lot of ways. It's not just chronological. The result is not displayed just in chronological. But also that's why, again, like I said, this is not the first of its kind. But one thing, when I was building this, it was very important to me to provide tools to the user to really pinpoint what they want. So after you search, first of all, you just type like Google what you want. And if you want, you can select a location. If you're looking specifically, let's say Minnesota, find a location so it'll give you things in Minnesota. Then you also have filters in order for you to really pinpoint what you want. And when it comes to the result that gets displayed, yes, that's proprietary as far as what gets displayed at the top.
Extra to put my name up top, like
No, that will not be fair to them. That will not exactly.
I'm just checking. Here's the trick question. Because it does. Everything. A lot of times I notice, like sometimes the issue that we have at a large scale can be repeated on a smaller scale if we don't catch it right away. Pay attention to it, because in Africa, when we do certain things, they call it corruption and bribery. When we do it in America, it's business.
It's business, So
it's kind of strange, but so that's, I just had to ask that, because I'm interested in knowing.
Good question, And again, there's a lot of thought and planning that went into the design. I'm trying to, all the problems that I've seen, trying to address all of that. And that's certainly one of it in there. You want to make sure that there is, democratization, and everybody is given equal opportunity to be in front of the consumer.
Okay.
So yeah.
I like that. So if I were a user, like, somebody just off of Facebook right now is watching us and is like, let me go check out this website. And then they're looking through it and they're like, well, I don't trust that this company that you have listed here is Black owned because maybe I know about it.
Yeah.
So what they can do, you're saying, is they can flag it?
They can flag it.
Okay.
So there is a button there. When you go on the listing, you can flag it and send a message to, what do you think the issue is, and that will allow us to review it,
right.
Before it goes back online.
But technically, you have already done some quality check.
Exactly.
And you know that
these are Black
something
owned.
has changed.
Exactly. Because it's dynamic, things change, the market change, ownership changes, and others, even if even outside of that, the businesses go, close. I will appreciate it when users see such listing, just flag it. That will allow us to keep the site up to date and make sure that it's always current.
Okay. Yeah. So I have another question. It's kind of tricky, but this is actually, I'm very curious. I have a friend, right? And she runs a company. She is not African, but she only sells African clothes, African outfits, African jewelry. So she's serving the Black community, but she herself is not Black. And she has actually struggled with topics like cultural appropriation or appreciation, but
America, the way it's set up is discriminatory, because you have 100 white everything to every Black one thing, so it's like somebody posted on my on the Facebook wall a couple of days ago this week that it's racist. First, it's not racist,
Right.
We can get into that, but that's neither here or there. But it's not. But I do also understand this thing for a group that's been discriminated against. I understand that we have to try harder not to even give a semblance of that.
Right.
So the tool is set up for. I will not deny your friend putting her list there. Again, the platform is to promote Black-owned and Black-led. But the tool is there for her to put her list in and for the user to determine whether they want her business included in their result or not. Because when you search the result that displayed, there's also a filter there where you can actually choose because you can specifically include Black-owned or Black-led or neither. So if somebody just want Black-owned, they select that, her business will fall off because it's not Black-owned. So it's in the database, it's in the system. If it doesn't matter to a user, she will be included. But if a user comes there that's truly looking for Black-owned businesses, they can filter her out.
Come up. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you're kind of, so I see, you're relying a little bit on the users to decide.
Yeah, what they want.
How they
but this is just making it a little easier for that user to, get in contact with that Black business if that's what they truly care about. Otherwise, they can go to Google and look for businesses there.
True. So when did you go live with your platform?
Just at the beginning of this month. We went live, September 5th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And what are you doing as far as promoting it, trying to get it out there and people input in their businesses? What's that plan like? This
is part of that. Being on programs like this, letting people know such a tool is there. And especially this program is filmed. I know it's online. It's available to everyone all around the world, but it's filmed in Minnesota. So especially in Minnesota, it's getting the word out, word of mouth, and also, in my network of people, their friends and family and stuff. So the word is gotten around. It's gotten a lot of publicity, organic publicity there. Okay. We are on, of course, all the platforms, Facebook at FindBlack, so facebook.com/FindBlack. We are on Instagram, FindBlackUS, and on Twitter also. So all of those places, we're connecting with people and things like that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Is there like something you need from people, the public, or anything to help like push forward this project?
Use it.
Use it.
Yeah, it's for that. It's made that people can use it because ultimately what I want to promote are the businesses. Okay. So I want people to use it, to go in there, because I believe that we have to be, especially Black people. Again, this is a site that anybody that feels, this thing can support, but especially Black people, we have to be more proactive and more direct about our support of our community. It cannot be, an afterthought, So like a concept, some goal that I've given myself here, I have to make sure at least once a week. This is something I think I was probably doing anyway, but at least once a week, I have to be deliberate about supporting at least one Black business, because I believe economic empowerment is part of this larger struggle we are fighting, not just in the US, globally, because Black, unfortunately, we're not only oppressed in America. In fact, we are oppressed in Africa too. We can get into that too. That's another conversation. But
I think we'll like that. Let's not do that. but okay. So as far as the company right now, what you're asking from the people is to use the platform. Yeah, use it. Let people know about it. Okay.
And if you have a business, go list your business there, because the more businesses we have listed, the more beneficial it will be to the consumers and stuff, and keep the circle going that way.
And when you say Black owned, I don't want to get too much into the nitty gritty of this, but some people don't identify themselves as Black, even though they are Black. Like, like you can see that they're Black, and Black in America is not just skin color, but also a culture. And so there's some people that are dark skinned, but they don't identify. Have you thought through this, and how does it affect the platform?
It's self-identification. First of all, those people, if they feel like they may not be Black, but they do want to support the Black community, they can go use it as consumers. But let's say if they have a business, they don't feel Black, that to list their business, that's their prerogative. They don't have to list their business.
Somebody else might list them because they're obviously Black.
Yeah. And at that point, if they happen to see it, they can flag themselves and we can take it off, So
we can take care of that. It's not a problem.
It's not a problem. If you don't want to be on the platform, you don't have to be on the platform,
Yeah. Exactly. So, before we started this, I Googled the platform and I just did a search. I did FindBlackUS. There was a lot that came up, but the website didn't come up.
That's the way the Google algorithm works. It's just, again, we just launched. Exactly. It's the popular one. So it's going to take some time, but as the word is getting around and people are going there directly, finding their way there, Google and other search engines algorithm will update. And hopefully we'll keep climbing. I bet even as we speak, even since we launched, we're climbing. It's just we are moving from page 10 to page 9 to page 8 and stuff. Eventually, hopefully we'll be on page 1 there, But right now it's really that organic, or as we say, viral kind of promotion that is happening that we can continue to do.
I feel like we can do more than the organic, though. I think that there should be like a guerrilla marketing process. I know it's a small company, and it's like, but just coming from where I'm sitting, and I know that this is something that is in need. I'm just one person, but I think I'm well integrated in like the community. And people ask me at least every weekend. Somebody asks me, Korma, I'm looking for a Black owned, especially during this time. Looking for a Black owned business, someone to do a massage, somebody to do nails, somebody to makeup, just like this regular things, And I know friends who do it, just like on the side. And I refer to them. So this would be like a great way for them to be seen and aware of it. But other people have to know about it, and other people have to use it for it to be valuable. So I feel like there has to be a guerrilla style marketing. And it's just me talking.
No, I hear you.
I
hear you.
I can volunteer, but we need it.
You just said something there about the paper. So this is again, it's my contributions to the community, right? But obviously, I don't have a deep pocket to do what the market it would take to do it. So I've put my time in, a lot of time. It's crazy, and I continue to do in creating the platform and maintaining it. So appreciate any way I can to be more guerrilla marketing, or even traditional marketing, because I think this is definitely a big part along that line. Hopefully all the audience there that will watching this video right now and maybe watching it later on, you can always go to FindBlack.us and keep it in your memory Rolodex in case you get that friend asking you, man, where do I go to, a Senegalese restaurant here, for example. You don't have to remember anymore. All you have to remember, go to FindBlack.us. You can easily find it and stuff like that.
I'm going to refer everybody.
FindBlack.us. Yeah, exactly. So we can get the word around and we don't have to be, the decks or exactly, you have to share that. So one thing to remember, go to FindBlack.us and it'll be there. And you'll be amazed how, I guess not amazed, because we should all know that any business you think about, there's a Black owned that business. There's a Black owned that business of it, and even with this project, I've been delightfully surprised because banking was one of the things that I was really interested in. And in Minnesota, I was like, man, I wish we had a Black owned bank here. I would like to, put my money there. That's, again, it's easy things we can do to really support the community without it costing you anything almost and giving you all the benefits as being part of this larger community. So during this stuff, I had to do research. The country is littered with Black banks and credit unions.
I had no idea.
I have over 50 listed on the site right now. And unfortunately, Minnesota doesn't have one. But guess what? We have One United Bank has ATM all here and has online banking. So you can actually bank with them and you have access. Who goes to a bank these days anyway? So you can do everything online through them. So you can bank Black from anywhere in the country.
Okay. I heard about a credit union, but I'm not sure. But this is something that I can search more, and if I find it, I can enter it into FindBlack.us.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So that's something we have to remember. FindBlack. So FIND. Black. BLACK. .us.
And I was deliberate about the .us instead of .com or anything like that because it's US. I didn't want to make it worldwide because it'll, imagine trying to create such a website for Black businesses in Nigeria.
But
that's everything. It's Google for Nigeria, though. That is Google for Nigeria because every business there is Black. So it's really focused on US.
Okay. So if you're in Nigeria, you can't have access to the link or what?
You can have access to the website there. Again, it's worldwide on the internet. You'll have access to it. But again, it's be one of those things. If I do listing your business is in Nigeria with a Nigeria address, I'll probably
flag it. Because this is about pretty much Black Lives Matter. And this movement is, that's how I'm seeing it because it's the same idea. Like if somebody comes and says, oh, it's racist, but it's not racist. There's a need that you're feeling. We need to help identify these businesses, bring them to the surface so that you can see it. So if somebody in Nigeria has a problem with that and it's like, oh, but you're not including all the Black lives, well, that's because why not focusing on you in this moment? Like we're talking about people here and we start with Minnesota and then it's like in the US. So guys, this is a good thing. Let's not bring other problems. We can't solve world problems in one platform. This platform is to do one thing and one thing only.
Exactly.
To bring people on board, people who are businesses, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, listed out there so that everybody can find the business that they're trying to support. Not everybody can go to a protest. Not everybody feels comfortable making a call to the government office, but some people want to just spend their money supporting Black businesses.
Exactly.
And this is a good way that you can do it. Right?
That's exactly what it is. And, to your point there is, if somebody sees a need, we can fight this fight from multiple angles. There is, this FindBlack.us is specific for US, but if somebody feels like, such a tool is needed in, say, Nigeria, you can build one there too. And, it's
Nigeria.
Exactly.
But we could do that.
You can do it. It's the thing. It's we need more of it. If anything, that's one thing we've gotten. We have less of everything. Let's get more. There's nothing wrong with getting more of everything.
Right.
Okay. So
Well, that's awesome. So I'm really glad that I got to sit with you today.
It's been my pleasure
if
too.
They have if people watching have any questions, is there a way to contact you, or do they go to FindBlack.us and say contact, or
exactly.
email? Okay.
You can go to FindBlack.us and click on contact there. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of that. You can find us on all of those platforms, but it's all obviously all gathered, connected on FindBlack.us, and I'll personally be responding to every email and questions and stuff.
Right,
so
that seems like a lot. So maybe make it really an important question.
Yeah, don't spam me or something like that. But otherwise I'll have to start building some robots and I'll respond. You get one of those. Is there potential
where you're going to hire someone to assist you? Maybe, obviously it's not a company, so you're not like paying. Maybe it's just someone that wants some experience in trying to manage a platform like that.
Yeah. Good point. Eventually, I hope it gets so big because I have my day job. So I hope it doesn't cost me all of,
I'm only thinking
my
about
stuff.
it because
but
now
I
we just ask people to email you. So I'm like, what if you get like 100
bombarded
emails
with emails? That's
by
true.
tomorrow?
That's true. It will be a good problem, but it will be a problem nonetheless. But certainly, I'm looking for volunteers right now. If somebody's watching this and you feel passionate about this, and again, in any capacity, I truly believe that we all have talents. Even if you think that you don't, you have talent, and we can use it all. Get in touch, and we can talk about what you can do to keep to promote this one tool that we should have, in our tool chest to fight oppression and Black suppression in the U.S. at least, if not the world at large. But looking for volunteers, especially digital artists, graphic designers. So if you have skills in graphic design and stuff, and social media, I'm looking for those. I'm not the greatest at social media, like the marketing stuff you are talking about, the guerrilla stuff, looking for ideas for that. So do reach out and let's talk and let's see how we can, help help us all.
Yeah, because together we can. I believe it.
Yes.
So if we have a volunteer, does the volunteer have to be a person of color?
I'll take help from anyone.
Yes,
again,
so they're not leading the business.
Exactly, and the objective is in there. I believe in that, I guess, Dr. King motto of bringing us liberation. We can take friends from all over as long as the objective, what we're working towards, stays the same.
Right.
It doesn't, Black liberation, it's not just, liberation is the point. It doesn't have to be, we don't have to do the only fight.
Right.
In fact, allies should step up, and they are welcome. And like I've seen in this whole post George Floyd murder protest and stuff, we are in fact looking to the white allies to be in the front line, take the brunt of any force of resistance that comes towards us. Because goddamn, we've been beat up and beaten and everything for a long time, and this is not only our issue; it's a human rights issue, and we should, do that certainly.
Well, you guys, you've heard it. This is the Black-owned. Well, he's the owner of a Black-owned business, which is not a business but a project, a movement, pretty much, and he's open to volunteers that have skills that can be leveraged. The website again is FindBlackUS.
Exactly.
And there, hopefully, we can find all things Black in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and everywhere in the U.S.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Well, thank you very much. Do you have any last things you want to say to them before we end our show?
It's been a pleasure. Go on the site, support it. If business is not your own, you are aware of a business, first search to see if it's there already. Because like I said, we have hundreds of businesses there. Don't bombard me with duplicates, but go ahead, list it. Or if you have a business, list it. If you don't, go there. Tell yourself, once a week, I'll go on FindBlack and find a business on there to support. That's all it takes. And if you have talent, I'm looking, I know you do, I'm looking for volunteers, especially developers too. I forgot to say that, graphic artists, developers, marketers, social media experts.
Yes.
Those are the ones that's coming to mind right now. But anything you can bring, we can certainly use it.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. That was great.
Yeah, that was cool.